For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas. Israel's deadly Operation Protective Edge has come to an end, but the suffering and destruction it left behind in Gaza lingers. Despite that, as our correspondent Noor Harazin reports, Palestinians took to the streets in celebration for a return to calm.
Israel's so-called Operation Protective Edge, an assault on the Gaza Strip that lasts for more than a month and a half, ended Tuesday evening after both sides accepted a long-term ceasefire. Palestinian officials called it a permanent truce, while a senior Israeli official described it as unconditional and unlimited in time. However, the Palestinian residents in the Gaza Strip started celebrating the announcement of the ceasefire regardless of its nature.
Today is the happiest day in Gaza after 50 dreadful days of the Israeli offensive on the Strip. We are very happy to join our people in this celebration. We hope that this truce will hold, giving a chance for our people to enjoy some peace and rebuild the Gaza Strip.
Thousands of Palestinians took to the streets in the Gaza Strip in the past hours. With the celebration rallies around the coastal enclave, people raised the Palestinian flag, singing the national Palestinian anthem. I am very happy. Despite all losses, we will celebrate this victory. Surely we made sacrifices, but we, the people of Palestine, are used to making sacrifices. May God bless the resistance, those who defended us over the past 6 weeks. For the first time in months in Gaza, Palestinian fishermen managed to fish up to 6 nautical miles in the sea, while farmers were able to enter the 300 meters no-go zone around the border. These were rights that Palestinians won in this ceasefire agreement. Celebrations in the Gaza Strip continues, while the big question remains unknown. Will this truce hold? Or will Israel violate it just like back in 2009 and 2012? Noor Harazin, Telesur TV, Gaza.
And thanks to Noor for her ongoing reporting there. To Latin America we go for where the race to be the next president of Brazil is heating up. Candidates met on Tuesday for the first presidential debate. The televised debate was the first of 4 planned over the next 6 weeks in Latin America's largest country. Frontrunner and current President Dilma Rousseff highlighted reductions in poverty and unemployment during her first term. Her opponent, Marina Silva, criticized Rousseff over inflation. Rousseff leads the pack in the latest poll out Wednesday. It indicates, though, that a second-round runoff is likely with no candidate polling over 50%. Silva's support has been growing. The Wall Street Journal reports that Silva is finding growing support from the Brazilian financial sector. And in Bolivia, the latest poll ahead of October elections shows President Evo Morales could win by a landslide. President Morales leads with 56% of the vote. He is followed by rights candidate Samuel Doria Medina with 17%. Jorge Quiroga trails both of them, with polls giving him 6% support. Morales has seen strong economic growth and reductions in poverty that could also lead to big gains for his party in the Senate. Morales is Bolivia's first indigenous president. Infamous Colombian hitman John Jairo Velasquez has won an early release. Families of some of the hundreds of his victims say it could mean vital facts about his vast crimes might never come to light. Our Colombia correspondent Charles Parkinson reports.
John Jairo Velasquez Vazquez, otherwise known as Popeye, was the notorious chief of assassins of Pablo Escobar. He was released on the evening of August the 26th, having served 22 years of a 30-year sentence. Now, that's caused controversy in Colombia because many people say he has not yet paid for his crimes. Now, among those crimes are 300 killings that he admitted personally carrying out, as well as a role in 10 times as many murders. One of the crimes that he was sentenced for was his role in the 1989 murder of then presidential candidate Luis Carlos Galán. Now, Popeye left prison under heavy police security, and it's something that's likely to follow him around for the next 4 years of probation, given how many enemies he made during his criminal career. Charles Parkinson in Bogotá, Colombia.
And thanks to Charles. Wednesday, the Argentinian government ruled out engaging in further debt talks with a small group of U.S. hedge funds. The creditors have refused to accept Argentina's proposed deals with bondholders, which over 95% have accepted. It comes as Argentina's Congress begins debating a draft bill to sidestep a U.S. court ruling in favor of the so-called vulture funds. Here's our correspondent Leo Povletti.
Yes, and as we told you on Monday here on Telesur, the bill submitted by the Argentine executive has arrived at the Senate and it is being debated today in a plenary of commissions of the Senate. What happens is, if it is approved today, it goes on to the next instance of the procedure to approve this project of law, which was a full Senate hearing on Wednesday of next week. Argentina's Minister of Economy, Axel Kicillof, addressed the Senate this morning, asked them to please endorse this bill so it does proceed on to the next stage, which, as I said, is a full hearing of the Senate next week. He said that if the Senate today does not approve this bill, basically what the Senate is doing is ratifying Judge Tomás Griese's judgment. You may remember that Argentina did attempt to pay its bondholders a few weeks ago. What happened was the payment was blocked by the Bank of New York Mellon upon the request of Judge Tomás Griese.
And thanks to Leo. Taking a look around the world, we go to Ukraine, where the conflict between rebels and the government continues. Kiev continues to bomb the eastern rebel-held regions, destroying a regional hospital, school, and cultural center Wednesday. Over 2,200 people have died since the beginning of the Army's military offensive. On Wednesday, the United States and Ukraine accused Russia of launching military incursions into eastern Ukraine. Meanwhile, in a blow to the Ukrainian government, the European Union said Wednesday it will not help Ukraine's economy, which is struggling due to increasing gas prices. Reconstruction of Ukraine's eastern regions is estimated to cost around $700 million. The Syrian NGO Observatory for Human Rights says that the al-Qaeda-affiliated organization al-Nusra Front has taken control of the Syrian Golan Heights region. Islamic State is also reported to control areas there. Israel has initiated an emergency evacuation of its population in the area. Some fear it could become the latest example of Western backing of militant Islamist groups backfiring. Israel has previously given medical treatment to over 900 anti-Assad fighters in Syria. On a much lighter note to end tonight, in Italy, where the Venice International Film Festival kicked off Wednesday. The event is the oldest film festival in the world. It began in the 1930s. The Mexican movie Birdman, directed by Alejandro Gonzalez, opened the festival, earning positive reviews. The movie is one of 20 competing for the Golden Lion Award at the festival. The event will run through September 6th. 19 of the movies are world premieres. More on those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle.